Good morning, lovely people. And of course, our camera is dead. Whoa, okay. Let's try this again, shall we? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the channel. I'm Meow, and as always, this morning we are streaming, but today, or this morning, we're streaming Stirring Abyss. It's the end game, or at least I think it's the end game. Everything is leading, the story, the difficulty. No, not the difficulty, okay. But we'll cover that in a moment, is leading us to the end game. Unfortunately, last time what happened was we have stumbled. Not as a gamer, but as a game. We have stumbled because the trigger to trigger the next progression to the next part of the mission did not trigger. So we have exited the mission and the save has happened, and I'm hoping that the next time, or as today, we're gonna try and get ourselves into that trigger, and hopefully it's gonna trigger and we're gonna progress the story. So that's the plan for today. And I think this might be the end of our playthrough of Stirring Abyss. If it is, I will give my thoughts at the end of the video. So far, of course, I'm enjoying it. But I'm actually pretty tired this morning. Yesterday's streaming was quite draining, let me tell you. I am trying to get to a point where I can just hold a conversation with myself throughout the stream. Now, some of you might say, well, hold up, you're kind of already doing that. You can hold up a conversation, but not all the time. It is easier in game, but sometimes in game I devolve into sort of, I move here, I move there. But why am I doing that? I think is a more interesting thing to know for the viewers. And I'm trying to get there. So, yesterday, because of that, I was just... And of course, voicing over things is always quite draining, because you need to do different accents, you need to remember who has what accent, and you have to bring this energy up, and it's just... It can be a little bit draining, let me tell you, a little bit draining. But, after a run this morning, everything seems to be a-okay. I'm trying to get back into running, ladies and gents. If you are not aware, and a lot of you might not be, I am an amateur runner. And I do like to run. My biggest accomplishment was to run, some might say a marathon, others might say an ultramarathon, because I actually made a mistake and ran a couple of kilometers more than the marathon. Not only that, I was supposed to participate in a marathon, but what happened was, that was not this December, but a December prior. So December 2022, I was to participate in a trail marathon. So up and down the hills, through the mud and dirt and all that. Kind of a little bit of a different marathon than just a street marathon. And this was supposed to have been my first marathon. And the thing is, what happened was, it was so cold and icy that they had to cancel the event. It's a Christmas marathon, Big Feats marathons organizing that, and was supposed to have been held in Manchester. That's where I live, in UK. And yeah, unfortunately, that's been cancelled. But the day after, everything thawed out, and it was a perfect day for running. And I said, you know what? Even though the event is cancelled, I have trained for this. I have sacrificed so much time, energy, and of course, just mental capacity on that. I'm gonna run it. And I ran it. And I have, because I knew the kind of the route to take, but I've never taken the full route myself. I've taken part of the route as part of the preparation, but never a full route. And having taken the full route, I made a few mistakes. I've kind of cut one place, and then I'm like, oh, I'm actually supposed to have gone around. So then I kind of decided I'll extend here, and the place I decided to extend was a couple of kilometers more than I anticipated. But that's my biggest accomplishment. I have run a marathon, or some might say an ultra marathon, because anything over a marathon is an ultra, alone. My brother has helped me at the very, very end. I have sustained an injury about 18 kilometers in, out of 40, I think 3 kilometers that I've run. And I could have turned back, but at the time I said, it might be just a twinge, I might be able to power through, and I wasn't able to power through, unfortunately. So yeah, that's my story for this morning. That's my story for this morning. But I kind of hobbled my way for the next 25, 26 kilometers or so after that, and it never got better. It only gotten worse. And in my mind, I just said, even if I will take 6 hours to run this, and I've taken 5 hours. My goal was to do it in 4 hours, but that was not to be. Even if I take 6 hours, I will not walk, I will run the whole way through, and I did. And that's kind of my biggest accomplishment in running. So that was quite a while back, and I'm just trying to get back into running. I have had some issues with sleeping. I want to say recently, not really recently, and I couldn't run because of that, because you do need to have proper sleep to have proper recovery, of course. And I'm just slowly easing myself in, so this weekend is gonna be my first 10k, that's a 10,000 meters or 10 kilometers run. And I've been slowly building myself up. I'm running 4 times a week. So, looking forward to that. But without further ado, you're not here to listen to me wax lyrical about running. You are here to watch a little bit of a stirring abyss and how we descend into madness. Let us descend into madness. So we have quite a few different saves. And what I'm hoping for today is that the save that we're on right now is gonna work for us to trigger that objective, because last time objective never triggered and we weren't able to proceed with the story. So let's see if we can do that today, shall we? Let us see what we shall see, ladies and gents, lovely people. Right, so we have 15 clues, and that's not that many clues. We cannot actually do anything with them, but we have enabled pneumatic autoloaders last time, which gives us 40% chance to reload our load of the spear gun. That's fantastic. That's almost 50-50 that it's gonna be reloaded. I know it's not 50-50, it's 40-60, but it's a very high chance it's gonna get reloaded, which of course adds to our damage over time. Now, you might notice that only one person has this little arrow up, and that's our Muerebe, Roger Amurebe, Lieutenant. He is the only one who is level 4. Everybody else has reached the illustrious level 6. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Everybody else is at level 6. Now, you might also notice that Tony Ross is a beast of a man. Almost literally, he has gills. He has colony living in his suit. Little crustaceans that he can direct with his mind. He has macabre gluttony. He eats to gain various benefits. What does he eat? Corpses. And he has a resonance. He has 1,000 voices, disembodied voices, haunting his afflicted mind. But, that gives him 30% skill critical strike chance. That is amazing. So he is really our one lean, mean Superman, super beast, super something machine. Now, what I kind of do not like here, and this really should have been caught by the devs, is that doesn't matter how I sort this out, next time all of this is gonna be for naught, it's gonna be all mixed up. So, but at least for this playthrough, this should remain like so. What do we need to craft? Well, do we have any medkits? We do not, so let's craft one medkit. And to craft a medkit, of course, we need 1 copper, we have 34. We need 5 chemicals, we have 72. And that is that. So, quite a few chemicals, but we have loads of everything, so we don't need to worry about that. And just looking at what we have morphine, we have oxygen tank, we have a lot of things. Now, I would like to actually research morphine, and the reason for that is because morphine, not only does it give us armor, it gives us regeneration. Now, it affects agility, but we don't really care on that, because, you know, well, once we stuck ourselves with morphine, we're good. And because we have 15 clues, we actually only need 15 clues to research it, so let us do so. Oh, underwater welding torch. That could be good. Flak jacket could be amazing as well, but let's research this first, shall we? And it only requires 6 chemicals to manufacture it, so that's good. We do have a lot of amphetamines, which adds movement speed to us and makes us immune to attacks of opportunity, but so far we don't need it. So, without further ado, we are not able to go anywhere else. There are no missions available, so we can only go to the main mission, and let us do so. We are going with our B team, because the B team does have our lean, mean Tony Ross Superman machine, but it also has Muerebe, and Muerebe, he's level 4. So let us go forth and conquer. Let's take our melee characters and go forth first. Tony Ross, you go there. So we have been here already, so just FYI, we have done this last time. But as I mentioned earlier, we have unfortunately been unable to progress. So we are hoping that by progressing this time, we would be able to... Oh, air. That's why Gills is so good. That's why Gills is so really, really good. Right. And again, we're just trying to power through this. Now, I do not know whether going into mission again resets all the enemies. I assume it does, because if it didn't, it would be a little bit boring. A little bit boring, I would say. So I assume it should reset all the enemies for us. Holy moly, we would not, if this continues, and by the way, gills are, it's only 15% chance to get +3 air. If this continues, we will never need to have oxygen ever again. But this is really quite nice. Alright, and I think, yeah, this is where we need to go, we need to go there. So it starts as a quite a kind of a railroady map, but it opens up a little later on, and I'll show you in a second. I mean, you'll see where that goes. But I gotta say, throughout... Again! What? What the hell? Right, throughout the game, I was really impressed, not only with the art direction, but also with the graphics. I mean, a look at these clean sprites. They are really, really beautiful. And I love the isometric nature of the game. It really reminds me of Terror from the Deep, XCOM Terror from the Deep, if, of course, you are familiar with that classic. Now, at the time XCOM Terror from the Deep came out, of course, the biggest criticism of it was that it's UFO Enemy Unknown, or XCOM, XCOM Defense or something like that. I can't quite remember what was the original title. It depends. Europe had one title, and US had a completely different title. And there's where the map expands, really. But we need to go. We need to go that way. So we'll be going that way. But yes. So UFO Enemy Unknown, otherwise known as XCOM 1. Let's call it that way, so everybody understands what we are talking about. The Terror from the Deep was literally a reskin and clone of that. And that was the biggest complaint about the game. And rightfully so. Rightfully so. Because while this was my very, very first exposure to the... We have a lot of air going on, wow. While this was my very first exposure to the XCOM-like genre, or to tactical... I suppose, small-scale tactics, small team tactics games. And it will always hold a very, very dear place in my heart, and I'm talking about Terror from the Deep here. It was never really that successful. I mean, relatively speaking. Because it was literally a reskin. There was nothing in there that wasn't in UFO Enemy Unknown. Or original XCOM. Haven't played the original XCOM and completed it quite a while ago now. I would say that is correct. That is my opinion on it. But I still love Terror from the Deep, because that was one of the very first games I played. I think the very first, and I mean computer games, not like Tetris or not like Pong, you know. Boop, 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 boop. You know the ones I'm talking about, the old school games, the ones before time, immemorial. Also, looks like we are not having any enemies, and this is a little bit worrying. We might actually need to reload to a save point before, but I'm hoping that this will still trigger our trigger point to progress to the next part of the mission. We are getting bajillion of air. I really like that. So, yes. And this game really reminds me of the Terror from the Deep. In terms of, well, it's been under the sea, I mean, in a quite obvious manner, right? In a quite obvious manner. Of course, this is more of a an RPG sort of affair. We have a story, a horror-like RPG, of course, but RPG nonetheless. We have a story that is happening. We have characters that, well, actually no, the characters are very much XCOM-like, but the story is definitely not an XCOM kind of story. Oh, what's going on here? Right, okay. Let's just let's just go. Oh, okay. Have you noticed how? No, it is here. It is here. Right. Okay. We'll be going that way. We'll be going that way. Right. While of course the XCOM is all about the map control, not really map control, but dominating the Earth and trying to research the enough so that you can support yourself in the face of the enemy invasion. There we go. That's the end of that one, says Murebe. Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, hold up. This is the traverse bit. Oh, no way. There was no glitch. There was no glitch, lovely people. I was absolutely, ridiculously not seeing the obvious. And the obvious thing is this. We traverse in. Oh my god. Wow. I mean, what can I say? I mean, what can I say? Oh, dude. Well, let there be never be said that I'm extremely attentive to detail. Even though that's what you put on your CV, right? Oh man, right, well, well. Now that we're here, we have two different places that we need to go. So let's split our men into two, I suppose. Kind of naturally done so already. And let's discover what this holds for us. Okay, we are going down, dude. Oh man. Wow. I was not expecting that at all. Oh man. Yeah, what an oversight by me that was. It's okay, it's silly, but it's also kinda obvious in retrospect, but of course when you're trying to stream and progress and all that jazz, it's all of us. Take me! Free me from this prison of flesh! Science Officer Norman gazes in abject horror at the scene before him. The mutilated figure splayed upon the stone obelisk is clearly still alive, and the rabid screams of exultation, impossible as it seem to echo within his helmet. The sacrificial figure is clearly from the USS Salem. But twisted and disfigured beyond recognition, whatever dark ritual is happening here, it must be stopped. The gyre of uncreation comes! All will be one, and one will be all! We have to get him off that thing! It's too late for him! Science officer, what we need to do is get to the captain! I think the way we're going to do is by overloading this thing. Just watch out for the charged pylons. Looks like it's gonna hurt. Overload portal focus conduit. Well, we definitely need to get our man in there. So, chemist. Wow, that is so creepy. I love it. I love it. Wow. Okay, I think we're gonna move up here and we're gonna stay put. Let's turn over and see what the enemy does. Well, that was easy. So how... Focus, if we power up the whole thing, we can get to the summit. Power up all of this thing? How? Blinding dart first. We're out of range. Well, in that case, there is no blinding dart. He's dead. Blood in the water! Blood in the water! Right, let's go. So how do we power it? How do we power it? Maybe we can attack him? Let's get all of our men here. I just feel like we better stick together on this one. Just to be on the safe side. Right, there is oxygen tank there. I am a little bit... Right, we cannot attack this. Can we attack that? No. No more running for you. I'm a little bit confused as to what we are supposed to be doing here, though. I'm a little bit confused about that. But, let's see. Let's see. Maybe if we step on these, that would start powering things up. And the corruption level increases. So let's try and walk on this one. We need to be turning them on, not off. I see. Slow and steady, just keep activating the switches. I see. I see, right, okay. It does make sense. So let's do this to the Merc Fiend. Disorient. Do this, and I reckon what we can do with him is do the dart. He's down. Reload, and then we can use a few of our men. To do activating, reactivating, right? I think that would be a cautious approach, but the best approach in this instance. Right, let's do this. Okay, a bit more air. Okay. Right. So here's what we're gonna do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mm-hmm. One, 2, 3. Oh dear, oh dear. Do we take a hit or do we not take a hit? Let's take a hit. Let's take a hit, that's fine. Let's go here. Let's get ready to get all over that. Yeah, we need to be super cautious. We need to be really cautious here. I'm so into the screen right now. I do apologize for that. Oh my god. Right, we need to be super cautious here. So let's be super cautious. Right, so let's take him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A little bit overdone there. Let's go this way. Like so. Alright, here we are encountering just a bit of a problem, but that should be A-okay. A-okay, I say. Amplifying signal, there are 3 of them there. Right, let's do this. Okay. Weapons specialist. Like so. And then he can come up and really put a hurt on the vessel. It's unstable, but that shouldn't cause any issues. There we go, that's dead. Lack of opportunity. We are so lucky on all the air we're getting. That is kinda ridiculous. Right, okay. So over here, let's... I know, dude. Do this, 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 and this. And only one more to light up. Well, I know. Wow. It's done. Emurebe tries his best to avoid looking at the charred body still trapped on the obelisk. There was no option, no other way forward. The wanton cruelty of the captain's actions still gnaws at him. What could drive a good man to such depths of depravity? And from what source springs the dark knowledge required to perform these rites? The power to alter reality itself through savagery and offerings of blood. Emurebe thinks of himself and the rest of the crew. How they have changed since awakening in the abyss. How they might still change upon reaching the shrouded summit of the palace. The other platform awaits. He knows what to expect now, but it will not make this any easier. Wow. That is really, really nice. That is some really good writing. That's what I mean. It's not nice at all, but it is really good writing, right? He is down, and you should be down also, my man. There we go. Sorted. The predator becomes the prey. Ah, yes. Right, okay, and we leave this just in case if they decide to reactivate, right? So, do we need any air? Yes, he needs some air. Science Officer Norman is in need of air, but everybody else is actually A-okay. So that is good. So let's get Norman. Let's get Norman here and use the Soviet oxygen tank. That... it's a bit too far, okay. If he's too far, he's too far. That's just how it is. Right, but we, the rest of the men, are gonna be moving forward. Okay. And there's the other one. Oh dear, oh dear.
Please save me!
Taylor tries to tune out the pitiful pleading. Death is the only thing he can offer this poor soul.
It comes from the void! He will set it free!
Wow. And I assume, yeah, we're gonna have the same issue as previously, right? Okay. That is fine, that is fine. At least there is no... At least there is no time pressure here. I think. I mean, it doesn't look like we have any countdown or anything like that. Yeah, look at that. Alright. So Norman, you grab a few gulps of air and off you go to the front. Okay. So we should really be concentrating on activating things, right? So if we do that, we should be fine. There are a lot of enemies. Neurotoxin, okay. I see. That's kind of alright, actually. Are we gonna get the bombs? The mines, yeah, okay. We would need to skedaddle out of there in the most ASAP fashion. Okay, so, right. First things first, shall we? Let's... I see, we are a little bit out of reach, so let's move up closer, shall we? Oh dear, oh dear. Too far. Okay. He is down. If he's down, that is fine. Right, so this is what we are going to do. We are gonna go this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Over there. Over here. We're gonna go this way. Yep. And avoid all of the mines that they have very nicely put there for us. Okay, that neurotoxin is adding up, and the chunky boy is gonna add to that as well. Whoa, okay. We need to save that man. Okay. He does have psychotic strength, so his lower insanity is actually a boon and not a curse. Ooh, that was close, right. So, here is what we are going to do. Blinding dart on you. You are out of reach. What? Okay. Let's take out one spine skulker. Auto reloader in action. Fantastic. Right. Over here, we are still out of reach. How is it that we are out of reach? Okay, inspired. You are our inspiration. Inseparation. Dude. Right, let's have a look, let's have a look, let's have a look. Right, this is how we're gonna do it. And now you do this. Tactical maneuvers. Now you can now shoot him, because that's what we need. You can heal first. Bleeding or neurotoxin? Ah, bleeding please, yeah. Neurotoxin can wait. And then we'll move up this way. And really... yeah, I think he's dead next turn. Over here, go back. Yes, 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 yes. Right, we are activating this. This. And then we'll move here. And that... oh, there is one over there that we need to activate. Right. We'll do that, we'll do that. That is fine. And next turn. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, that's fine, I don't mind shared fate. Right, so you go this way. And let's make our way to the Fathom Seer. You can also kind of go to the Fathom Seer. Let's kill him. There we go. There we go. And you, Blinding Dart, you're too far for the Blinding Dart. Well, let's get closer. Why don't we get closer in that case? And Blinding Dart him. Taking him out entirely. Right, so there is one thing to be activated, and we are gonna be moving there to do so. We just need to activate that, and we are A-okay. Is there anything there? No, there isn't. Viscous Ink, Shared Fate, and Neurotoxin. 6 stacks. Well, yeah, let's take that morphine regeneration thing. We should be fine. We should be fine, right? Oh dear. Do they just spawn or do they move towards us? No, they just spawned, right, okay. And this is perfect, so let us go here and activate the infernal machine. Ouch. Make your way to the Palace Summit, where the wall has been removed. Right. Alright. I wish I could shoot it here, but I can't. In that case. Yeah, the positioning is not ideal, and if we move, yeah, we'll lose positioning, right. Let's kill this. Let's kill this. Let's kill this. Not. We shall do that here. Balancing blow. Yes. And we can actually just move that way. Right. A little bit of this, a little bit of that, but really, it's down.
Damn these things.
Well, damn them indeed, but we are actually on our very merry way. Very merry. Very. To the summit now. And I'm really quite curious as to what is gonna happen on the summit, because that is... we surely gonna confront Captain, but is the Captain gonna summon something? Because the bosses in this game are pretty crazy. And I do really like that. I do really like that there are bosses in the game. Very much in a very RPG tradition. Alright. Very much in the RPG tradition. There are bosses. Right, so. I think we can just go up here. Can you move up? Yeah. Let's start moving that way. There is some air left here, so we'll get somebody. Where are you, lads? Where are ya? We'll get these men up first, and then we'll figure out who needs more air. So, from the looks of things, the person who needs more air is the person who actually generates air. We have been very lucky so far, but maybe let's get him a little bit of air here. You're there, right? Okay, well, you can air up in a little while. You can air up in a little while. Leading the charge with our... Yeah, leading the charge with our... Oh, mission successful, right, okay. So we can just evacuate right now. Oh, we were so close to completing the mission last time. Well, not really that close, but close enough, right. Okay, well, let's evacuate. Let's evacuate in that case. We haven't really gotten a lot of clues, so that's a little bit worrying. A little bit worrying. Right. Well, that went really quite well, actually. So I really thought that this is the last mission, so this isn't the last mission. Common commendation, yada yada yada. Yeah, okay. So this wasn't the last mission at all. And we can see that everybody, literally everybody, is on full health, which is really quite nice. And of course, all the bunks, bedrooms, etc. do tie into that, the things that we have upgraded. But this has shown us that we do need morphine, and we do need medkits, so let's give them both a medkit and a morphine. That really did come in handy. So should we go with our B team, or should we go with our A team? And of course our A team is, well, anybody. Literally anybody. I do Dissolving Numbing, Witch Doctor, Herald of Decay, Chaplain. Patrick Alexander is insanely good. Code Lupa says, love the content, thank you for the streams. Code Lupa, thank you so much. That really means a lot. I do appreciate that. And hey, welcome to the stream, buddy. Yeah, so we are kind of almost at the end of this. We are about to embark on our last mission here. I think we are about to embark on our last mission. I might be wrong, this is my first playthrough, I haven't actually looked up anything about the game, so it's also a blind playthrough. But yeah. Oh man, have you ever played the game Code Lupo? Or are you just kind of just like to watch and you've never tried the game yourself? Let's see, because I do have quite a varied experience with XCOM and XCOM Terror from the Deep and the remake of the XCOM, the recent one, not the old one. I'm talking about the old games. But I've never played this, so this is kind of my first playthrough of this. We don't have enough clues to do anything, so let's abandon that idea. We don't need to res anybody. I reckon this is our team for the last mission. I reckon this is our team. So let's dive in. Let's dive into the last mission. Or is there? Nope, there are no additional missions available. Code Lupo says, no, I saw you were streaming Sea of Stars, but I'm playing as well, so barely sticked around. Ah, fair enough, fair enough. Yes, so Sea of Stars is coming this afternoon. I will be streaming it from 2:30. But this morning, of course, it is Stirring Abyss. So it's very. If you're not familiar with the Stirring Abyss, it's very much like an XCOM game, but it has a very heavy RPG elements and definitely horror. So if you ever read H.P. Lovecraft, or if you kind of consumed any Lovecraftian media, role-playing games, etc., you would know that there is Cthulhu and Great Old Ones and Yog-Sothoth and all these crazy names that Lovecraft came up with. So we're at the bottom of the sea and we are sort of encountering these horrific entities beyond space and time, but fighting them in a manner of XCOM games, so very much tactical RPG sort of style of fighting. But yes, let's see if we can do this last mission, because all Devourer, yes, this is the last mission, right? This is the last mission.
Here we go, no turning back.
And the bosses here are pretty amazing.
Is that the captain?
Oh snap.
It was, but not anymore. You know what it has done? No mercy.
The hell is that? Is that the captain? This was not even human. This does not look human in any way, shape or form. Damn, okay. Only 1,754 points. Oh man, wow, okay. Well, let's see what we can do against this. Let's see what we can do. So, this is our B team as well, and Muirebe hasn't even leveled up to level 6. Might have been a mistake to bring our B team to this. Oh. The hell? Well, I'll be damned. Lieutenant Muirebe has little time for investigation. But it's not difficult to tell what he has found. A nuclear bomb. As it was built to be portable, Muirebe estimates the yield must be somewhere in the tens of kilotons, at most. More than enough to take out the entire palace, and the monstrous being that has made the captain its puppet. More than enough to destroy the Salem, and either kill or doom every other surviving member of the expedition. The device is unarmed, and the dead Soviet sailor lying next to it must be Simon Petrov. What a tragic fate. To make it so far in this hellscape only to falter at the last step. Muirebe shivers. The admirals who sent them here would tell him that this man is an enemy. The unending conflicts humanity wreaked upon itself have never seemed of less importance. Muirebe has a choice now. Thanks to the bravery and determination of this young soldier, arm the device and defend it to the last breath, ensuring the destruction of this damned portal, or risk it all to preserve some chance of survival. A chance of making it back home. Home. It seems impossible, but is he strong enough to choose certain death? Wow, this is good. This is good writing as well. Code says, I read one of the Lovecraft's book a compilation of multiple stories. I don't know the name, though I could not get my head around what the hell was happening. The imagery was what? Yeah, so the imagery is fantastic. The Lovecraft cannot write a dialogue to save his life, to be fair. His dialogues are atrocious, but the imagery is just amazing. He really, really knows how to describe things and make things quite disgusting. How about that? So yes. Well, Code Lupo, what should we do? I shall leave it up to you, man. Should we arm the nuclear device? Should we disable the nuclear device, or should we just step away? So if we arm it, we most likely destroy everybody, including our submarine, so everybody dies. But of course the entity is dead as well. If we disable the nuclear device, we pretty much guarantee that we do not die. Well, we guarantee that it doesn't go off, and we guarantee that nobody dies, at least technically. But the entity might kill us all. But we might, if we kill it, we might be able to get home. Or if we step away, we kind of leave it for now and decide later. Disable, fight the monster fair and square. But the sacrifice of Simon Petrov! Come on, man! to be fair, so we discover logs of what has happened to the Soviet expedition. And Petrov was the only sane person left. Everybody else went either insane or corrupted by the entity. And he's like, he made it all the way here to try and basically detonate the nuke and kill the entity, but he clearly didn't make it. Very, very tragic. He's like losing all his friends along the way. It's pretty cool. Well, cool and tragic, but okay. Disable, eh? Okay. I will try and disable it. I will do as you bid me. We're not sacrificing everything. Not when we're this close. We're going to make it back alive. Well, let's do this then. Let's do this. I feel like we might not survive this, but let's try. Let's at least try. So let's get closer to it, and we need, of course, our melee characters up close and personal. So let's get up, let's get in, and let's see what it dishes out in terms of punishment. He'll do what he intended, but also get a good battle. That feels wrong. Something bad is about to happen. Yeah, something bad is about to happen. Oh dear, I have no idea what's going on, but let's do this first. Right, we caused the rupture, but he's not disoriented. That is a little bit of a worry. That is a little bit of a worry, right. Let's do commander on him. Let's do another shank, or actually... Let's... Right. Let's move up this way. And... do a spotter. Okay, that is fine. Are we enough to give everybody tactical maneuvers? Like so... Like, no, we're not. Aw, man. Right, okay, you need to move up. So if you move up here, we'll be able to give everybody tactical maneuvers, right? And tactical maneuvers basically gives everybody an extra movement point, or extra action. So let's do that. Let's tactical maneuver. Fantastic. And now we can, of course, shoot. Okay. And we can... let's do... Yeah, let's attack him. Let's shank him here as well. Oops, bad, right. Chemist, explosion. So he has 3, so we'll do blinding dart first. To throw it off aim. Blinding agent, so it's effective, that is important. And then we're gonna do this crazy thing, 104. Wow, we have caused about 1/5 of its health to go down in the first turn, so that is pretty good. Oh snap, I see what it's doing, okay. So if it goes through us, if the line goes through us, it damages us, okay. Something to do with parasites? Right, we need to reload. Alright. Let's get ourselves a shanking. And actually. Let's do a hex. Okay, Ancient Bane. And now we switch to him and do the maximum damage possible. 111, okay. Right. Shank. Yeah. I mean, we're not doing too bad of a damage, all things considered. Reach into the void and bend it to your will, marking the target with the accursed brand. The brand calls for nearby enemies to offer the target as sacrifice. Yeah, we don't have nearby enemies just yet, so why don't we do this in that case? Actually, why don't we reload first? Ah, never mind, we already done one action. Violent discharge. Okay. Great, what is this now? Oh. Oh, snap. Elder Seed. What the hell is Elder Seed? Okay, let's try and shank him. That does not cause any damage to us. But I'm a little bit worried about this Elder Seed. Oof! Those things heal him. Ouch, okay. Man. Okay, let's take experimental stimulants. So that would give us a plus 15 aim, plus 5% critical strike chance, and can be only used on other divers. Right, next turn then, next turn. Can we eat it? We can't. So, Tony Ross, he has this wonderful ability that's called macabre gluttony. He can eat corpses and gain special abilities and or heal himself. Yes, it is quite bad. Right, let's do Marine. Give him Hardened. And let's slowly try and whittle it down. Weapon Specialist. Yeah, okay. Ah, Weapon Specialist uses up all of my things. Right, okay, in that case. Blinding Dart on you. And then we're gonna do the Hull Buster. Right. What does this... Okay. Oh, they move! Right. Ouch. 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 Well, at least it dropped some essence, so we can heal with an essence. Oof. Okay, bleeding profusely. grab Vital Essence, you need it more. Use Medkit to heal yourself. And then use Morphine on Seaman Ross to get him regen. And then Seaman Ross will use his experimental stimulant to increase your stats. And then we'll do this, rapture him. And you will do this. Multiple attack. And then that's the end of that one. Oh man. That is a little bit tough. Like, reload once, shoot 3 times. Rheumatic auto reloader. Oh, that's beautiful. That is beautiful, right? Reload, shoot. We've done really well at the opening turns of this. Blow that thing to pieces before it kills us all! Nah, we're fine, we're fine. We are fine so far. Right, you do this, then you reload and shoot it. And then you shoot it with your bunch of things. Missed. Okay. Defensive posture. And I reckon take a defensive posture as well. We need to preserve our men. It's doing... Blow the thing to pieces before it kills us all. It's doing a little bit of damage, so it's okay. A photic parasite, right, so... And it is good that we have assumed defensive posture, because we absorbed all of that damage, which is fantastic. Right, okay. So, we are gonna use a spotter on you. Expose weakness. And... -5 armor, -10 defense, yeah. Slaying the exposed enemy, well, we're not gonna slay it just now, but we can start damaging it, and that is what we want. Okay. That was a critical strike. Oh, that was good. That was really good. There we go. Oh, we're gonna get it! We're gonna get it! Yeah, a little bit, it's fine. Like, I gotta say, for something, for a last boss, and I know our party, even our B team, is a little bit OP, but for the last boss, this does not seem like a very tough battle. Because we are about to get him. Totally. Like, we are just about to get him. Like so. Unless there is a second part to this.
I could hardly believe it was done. That this waking nightmare was finally over. We expected to return as heroes.
Oh dear.
Instead, they buried us in institutes and laboratories.
Yep.
The truth was far too terrible for them to accept. I fear their ignorance will doom us all.
Oh, snap.
They never saw what awaits beyond that dreadful threshold. They never met the gaze of the abyss.
Wow. Lovely people. That is that. Wow, what a blast this was. I gotta say, I enjoyed the game. I have enjoyed the game. It's not without its issues, but damn, that was good. So what the ending implies is that they put them into institutions, so the people who would talk too much, and the mutated ones went into research laboratories. And if you looked at the newspapers, right? If you looked at the newspapers that they were showing, there are certain things that they're like the Iceland base, air or navy base goes silent in Iceland, and then birth defects are proliferating in the kind of whatever, I think was eastern coast of US or something like that. What that means is that they started experimenting on the people and using what they found on, in general, populace. Basically messing with the things they're not supposed to be messing, because Lovecraft is all about fear of the unknown, fear of science, really, and fear of dwelling too deep, just like in the mines of Moria, right? They dwelled too deep and they found things, unspeakable things that human mind is not meant to understand. And that's kind of the message that the Lovecraft was conveying through all of his writings, and of course also very lovely conveyed here. This was a really, really fun playthrough. It is a fun story. It is a good story, Code Lupo. I really enjoyed it. So here are my thoughts. This is probably going to be for YouTube. So, right, let's do this. Let us do this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and lovely people of internets, welcome to my thoughts on Stirring Abyss. I have just completed the game, and this is a fantastic game. It's an XCOM-like mashup with an RPG and Lovecraftian horror. It is a lot of fun, but it is not perfect. So the core of gameplay is that you send your divers, your team, on the expedition. You start with only be able to send up to 3 divers on the expedition, and with upgrading the submarine, your base, you are able to send more. That's the core loop. As you go on the expedition, you can uncover side missions by scanning, expending resources, scanning the things in the deep, and going and trying to either rescue divers, getting more resources, finding tidbits of the story, and progressing it like so. So, my thoughts that the game does really well in furthering the story. You find the tidbits of Soviet audio logs, you find special scenes to progress the story, and all of it just starts to kind of make this lovely tapestry until the very end. So the story is very engaging. It is Lovecraftian horror, so if you're into that sort of thing, you would love it. If you're not that much into horror, I think there is still enough there to keep you going, because, to be fair, horror, I am not a horror person. For me, I'm a big sissy. I do not watch horror films, I do not play first-person horror games or even third-person horror games, But here, the horror is more overarching Lovecraftian horror. So, and you deal with it by tactical battles. So that kind of already removes the horrific element. However, what the game does really, really well is this. It starves you of resources. It makes you make hard choices in the beginning of the game. As you progress to the middle, it actually gets harder. But then there is this hump. There is this hump where you unlock enough rooms in the submarine and you figure out the mechanics of the game. So you have to drain the rooms of water first, and then you have to repair. Everything costs either power or resources. You find resources at the bottom of the ocean, but the game tries to starve you of resources. The moment you are over that hump, though, everything clicks, and you just realize that the game becomes too easy. And when I say too easy is, I had my B team beat the final boss just a moment ago. If you go and watch that on the stream, I have VODs. And my B team beat the boss without too many difficulties. So I suppose the pacing, the mechanical pacing is a little bit off. I would have preferred it to be super hard until the end, because it was a struggle throughout until you go over that hump, and all of a sudden you're just swimming in resources, you're swimming in everything, basically. Your people are not able to die. That's how kind of easy it becomes. Mechanically, it is pretty good, but it is not an XCOM. It is not an XCOM, and I mean that in a good way. What XCOM does supremely well, it has all this overarching base building, manufacturing, research, all these things. Here it's a little bit more simplified. It is really making you concentrate on progressing the story and repairing your submarine. The XCOM does not do that. The XCOM makes you think more strategically about kind of big picture, right? Trying to maintain the budgets, trying to sell things, trying to buy things, try and research, still manufacture things. So the one good thing that this game does that XCOM does not do, though, you can get 100% on a shot. That's right. While you get plenty of, hey, I miss even with 99%, you can get 100% chance of hitting a target. And that is a huge, huge boon to the game. Yes, it makes things a little bit easier, but it also makes things a little bit less rage quitty. I do prefer it this way because you can rely, if you buff the person enough, if you give them medicine, if you use abilities, you can buff them enough to actually use the ability and know that it is going to be 100% hit on the enemy, and you will be dishing out a certain amount of damage. I do prefer this system. Now, which leads me to the abilities. The abilities work really, really well, but there is a magic system in the game. And the magic system is the only real thing that I have used in any... Well, there are two abilities, or two magic spells, if you'd like, that I've used constantly. And that is Void Leap, so basically you just teleport to a nearby area, so that it basically avoids attacks of opportunity. Or, and of course, you can teleport, like, if there's a chasm, for example, you could teleport to the other side of the chasm so that the enemies cannot reach you. So that is very, very useful. And the other one is the increasing aim. And of course that is because you can get 100% chance of shooting the enemy if the aim is high enough. These are the only two abilities I've used in any way, shape or form. Everything else was either it consumes your sanity too much, so the trade-off is not worth it, or is just a useless kind of spell. I call them spells because that's what they are, it's kind of magic. So I wish that there was a bigger incentive to use more things, and never at any stage did I feel like, oh, I'm running out of these mana points or magic points, whatever they're called in the game. Because every time you use the magical ability, it consumes one of those points. Never at any stage did I feel like I'm using too much of those. So tightening that might have been a better idea as well. And making the benefits outweigh the drawbacks, and maybe making these spells a little bit more interesting, that you can actually use all of them instead of just two, that the mainstay of my playthrough. But in saying all of that, I have enjoyed the game. It is a lot of fun. And you know what? I'm kind of thinking maybe I should do the infinite mode, so it has kind of like an infinite mode, play as far as you can until you die, so it gets harder and harder and harder. But maybe not straight away. That is my thoughts on Stirring Abyss. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you next time. Alright. Well. We have finished the game. And I actually do not know what else we can do to kind of progress it further, right? I suppose one thing we can do right now is we can try that infinite mode and see if there are any differences to the story mode. But for now, we will not be continuing the series, right? So today, until about 12 o'clock, we might explore that though. What I'm also thinking is maybe, because I have enjoyed this, it's been a while since I played kind of XCOM-like games, and I have really enjoyed this. Maybe I should pick up something similar. So, for example, I have the Xenonauts and Xenonauts 2, and yes, Xenonauts 2 is not out, and I'm thinking maybe I should do a little bit of an early access playthrough of Xenonauts 2. That might be interesting. And yeah, if those viewers that are watching right now, if this is something that would be of interest, do give me a shout. That is definitely something that I would consider. Another possibility is, of course, Gloomhaven. It's kind of an RPG card-based tactical game that is sort of XCOM-like, but not quite. So maybe it's closer to Stirring Abyss than it is to XCOM. And yeah, I mean, those are the possibilities right now. I'm just actually looking at the Stirring Abyss, and let me go back to the streaming now. Let me go back to the streaming now. I'm looking here, and we've played the story mode on normal, but there is a hard mode, so maybe I should try this. Let's try hard mode endless difficulty and see if it is any different from the story mode, and how is it different. So use Asylum as your base of operations through Stirring Abyss. As you progress through the game, you can use power, other resources, restore functionality to the Asylum. Yes, you will need to pump the flooded control room. Inventory, right. So this is pretty much the same as before. There is nothing different here. So we have 11 power. And we can either do the valve, officer's quarters, or cruise mass. And we do want to kind of get cruise mass first. And we do need to repair it. So we got some scrap metal for deflooding it. And so, right, that is gonna be a thing. And let's pump the water. 6 power, okay. So let's repair this if we can. We cannot repair that. So we do need to go on the expedition. Let's see who we have. We have Lieutenant Paul Early. He's explosives expert, okay. And he is okay at endurance. He is okay at insight. He's really good at agility and not so good at strength. So he is, of course, Lieutenant, meaning that he is a ranged character, and of course he has a spear gun. Mary Schultz is a junior science officer, so she is also a ranged character. Yeah, she's strong, but this is... yeah, the stats are random, of course. And we have George Ross, who is chief warrant officer. He's gritty and he's a goon, right. So he is a melee character. So let's give him some things to carry into the battle. And he probably would, because he's a melee character, he would need armor, decoy. Yes, so there we go, we have a decoy, we have all these things. And what we can craft right now is the harpoon, or spear gun, flare, medkit, and duct tape. Of course, we don't have any things to actually manufacture them, apart from maybe duct tape, yeah. We can make some duct tape, and that would allow us to remove a random physical debuff from a diver, but we won't be using that just yet. So we need to go on the expedition, so let's go on the expedition. Oh, and this is a very much right, I see. So, extermination or dive rescue. We do need to get dive rescue, so let's go and rescue the diver. So the bigger roster we have, the easier it is gonna be for us. You're getting good with one diver and drink a troll. Well, we actually... no, that's... leave no man or woman behind. So, we are leaving no man or woman behind, and we know straight away that the diver, if we look at our little sonar there, that due south we have air vent, but southeast we have our objective. So the diver we're here to rescue is southeast. So let us have a look at what we can find. And let's just spread out a little bit. We do want to, of course, cover the biggest area possible. But we do also want to keep, there is the air vent, we have found it, to keep our divers together as much as possible. And we can see there is unknown creatures, so impeding darted. And it explodes, and there are actually 2 of them. Whoa! Is that... damn, it's the Soviets! We get a Soviet diver straight away. No lights. No radio. I don't like where this is going. I don't think they're here to make friends. Get ready for a fight! Ouch! Okay. Oh, bloody hell. Wow. Okay. This is gonna be pretty tough for us. Let's move here. Can we bomb them? No, too far. So 81 or 71. Okay. Now you... dissolving dart, impeding dart. We can target for a turn, shares cooldowns without darts, minus 45 movement. Too far, too far. Okay. Let's move here. Just. So let's impede his movement. And over here, you... Yeah, you go back. You go back, right. And let's see what the Soviets do. Ouch. Okay, impeding their movement was absolutely useless. So, let us do this in that case. Spear gun or the explodey thing. Spear gun first. We do need to get him down as fast as we can. Okay. And she... Let's do dissolving dart. No, we will not kill him with the dissolving dart, so let's heal ourselves and let's do the dissolving dart right after a miss. And here is how we see that the XCOM is very, very much like this game. Okay, that is actually quite good. And they do try to get away from us, which is fine, A-okay with me. Let's hit him. Perfect, we have caused the critical. That's the end of that one. I gotta say, it is indeed. Reload here and move up. Yes. And let's disorient them. Disorienters cannot attack or are able to use their abilities. They can just try and get away, which is exactly what we want. Right. Dissolving dart. Again, we're trying to get his armor down as much as we can. And let's move up a little bit closer. And he's down. Whew. Well, that was intense. The Soviet expedition that got here before USS Salem is not completely gone then. As if the beasts and monsters were not enough, they did not seem interested in discussion or negotiation, and Chief Warrant Officer Ross has a fleeting feeling that it's not due to their orders or hatred of all capitalists. These men had completely lost their mind, becoming little better than the rest of the nightmarish menagerie of the abyss. There we go, and we have obtained 12 clues by taking 2 of them out. So clues are of course extremely important because they allow us to get as much as possible in terms of in terms of upgrades, and that's upgrades that affect all of the divers. Right, so let us move this way. Again, we are trying to play safely, and unknown creature, there we go. A lurking shadow. Yes, yes indeed. We are trying to play safely. And keep all of our divers together. Let's see if we can get this lurking shadow. Oh dear, okay. That's a big jellyfish, maybe I can get around it somehow. Well. Knowing that the jellyfish is a 67 chance, okay. That's fine. Over here, it is an unknown creature, so let's go this way. And take it out, right. So the Psychozoas are pretty weak, but there are a lot of them. There are a lot of them, and that is the danger. That there are a lot of them. Now, dissolving dart on you, probably, to take you out. We're gonna reload here and take that out. And there are 2 more coming, but we should be doing okay with that. We're getting, of course, a little bit of clues every single time, so let's actually get our divers in a little bit of a tighter formation. Because we know they're gonna come for us, right? Yeah, so we can do that, right. So let's move forward here, and let's shank it. And over here, we should be able to take it out. Where is it? Huh? There was one here, right? What? Am I going blind? Am I going blind? Or was there a critter here? What? Okay, let's overwatch this way, because I'm pretty sure there was somebody there. And let's get and inspect the corpse. The broken jellyfish lies deflated at her feet. Tiny electric discharges still visible within the pale membrane. Schultz is no expert on these creatures, but she knows they don't use electricity to hunt or defend themselves. An entirely new species of Cyphozoa? In a different context, this would be a great biological discovery, but right now, it's only putting her more on edge. +5 clues. Of course, clues are extremely important, as I have mentioned earlier on. And we see there is a supply chest, so let's go and grab that. Ah, yes, there it was. And let's transfer the supplies to sub. Right, how many of them can there be? Well, there are quite a few. But let's go forth and see if we can find that diver. Our bud. Ah, yes. Can we... There we go. So, you might notice that my divers are becoming a little bit spread out, so let's fix that. Let's make sure that they are in contact with each other, at least a little bit. Running low on air. Well, everybody is running low on air, so that is a-okay with me for now, at least. So the air, if you run out, you start suffering at first. If it goes to 2 bars, you start possibly getting sanity damage. You start getting a little bit crazy because you're starting to breathe heavier. And then if you completely run out, you start taking massive amounts of health damage. And that, of course, is not good. So we do need to always keep an eye out on this bar at the bottom to make sure that our... Ouch! Let's see. We are within the blast radius, aren't we? Okay, let's go back and we'll blast all of them out of the existence. But the diver, there he is. Mission successful. So we can either extract right now, or we can scavenge for more supplies. And in the early stages, scavenging for supplies is really, really important. So we're gonna try and do that. So let's BM, that's why this was dangerous. And let's go and inspect the corpse, because that would give us more clues. Splayed open, all that remains of the one bulging pod are the shreds of thin but tough shells sprung between supporting spines. The pressure inside the bizarre coral-like husk must have been immense, a quirk of evolution previously unknown to science, or the consequence of some unnatural force. Yes, indeed. Well. I figure that it is a little bit of both. So, I am being a little bit reckless and greedy right now, because Junior Officer Sanchez, is it Sanchez? Mary Schultz, I don't know why I said Sanchez. She is a little bit away from everybody else, so we do need to pay attention to that. We really need to pay attention to that. Now, transfer to submarine. All these supplies, all these things are very, very important to us. Air tank line and roll. Yes, sanity and madness. We are not really caring about that too much because we know that sanity and madness is, of course, an ever-present danger. But there are ways of dealing with it, and sometimes going insane is actually pretty good. So yes, we'll get to that when we need to, but in the beginning, of course, sanity is... Air meter's on the red, gotta need a refill. Yeah, don't worry about it. We are almost there, so let's go and everybody gets their fill of a refill. Right, so you are here. Just check in here a little bit. Yeah, right. So you're gonna get your refill soon. One. So everybody gets a 5. So 1, 2. 2 or not to 2. We're not gonna be doing tutuing. We're not gonna tutu. We are gonna come over here. We need to get these running out of air soon. Yes, next turn you're gonna get your air. Don't you worry, and same with you, buddy. While he can keep exploring. And there we go, scrap metal. And this is what we're searching for. This is exactly what we need. And now you can see we're starting to experience hypoxia, which affects our sanity. 1, 2, you are good to go. You can move out. And you're gonna get 1, 2 as well. And we have a little bit more air left. But that shouldn't matter because I think we are pretty much done with this map, if I'm not mistaken. Let's have a look, unless there is a whole huge area here. But for the first map, it shouldn't be a huge area. And it is not. So, let us extract. Let us extract. We'll do the extraction here. Let's get our men and women out of this crazy, crazy place. Yeah, that's fine. And we'll extract next turn. With everybody. And here we are. Or almost are. There we go. So our first expedition was quite successful. We have gotten a bunch of clues. We have gotten quite a few different supplies, including the supplies themselves. And yes, we have sustained some damage. But we also, Annalie, junior science officer, she can level up. So, a linguist or a chemist. Both are fantastic. I feel chemist would be good if she's against a bunch of small enemies, while linguist really shines in preserving our divers. So I'm gonna go with a linguist in this instance. So she's a science officer, meaning that she is a ranged character. So we really need to push her ranged stats, so let's do that. Fantastic. Now, we gain some power, so we are able to drain more parts of the of the submarine. And we can repair a room. 15 scrap. So we can either repair officers' quarters, enables the use of Enigma board, or we can repair crew's mess, enables using supplies to heal crew members on board the USS Salem. So, officers' quarters it is. The old gull will be up and running in full soon enough. So, and you can see how this is very much like an XCOM. You have your base, you need to repair it, drain it from water, etc. to activate various things there. So in the beginning of the game, what is extremely important to us is power. Power allows us to drain rooms, and power allows us to use abilities like searchlight, like amplifying signal, etc. So this is extremely important. So let's drain this. Get a few supplies, and we should really be looking to repair forward battery room. And that's a backup power reserve. It instant surge of power, also increases power regeneration, which is a huge thing in the beginning of the game. So we are kind of out of a bunch of things, so we are pretty much done with this portion, but we now have access to Enigma board. 29 clues right there. Unfortunately, everything at the bottom is at least 40 clues. So, from previous experience, the best things to go for, I mean, there are some obvious things like plus 10 maximum health, right? Vitality, of course. Melee damage, of course. Maximum sanity? Maybe. But Eldritch Dice, I have not upgraded it until the very, very late game. And Eldritch Dice is a huge boon to you. Anytime you interact with a bull entity, that's like a minigame to gain either magical abilities or to gain Void Marrow or whatever it might be, that is really, really needed. So Eldritch Dice is going to be one of the first things we unlock. Probably going something like health, melee damage, Eldritch Dice is a smart play here, in my opinion. And then we can pick up, of course, a maximum sanity, a bit air tank, and things like that. Things that are not as important in the beginning. But yes, so you might notice that, hold up, Mary Schultz is a little bit under the weather. She is a little bit, well, her sanity isn't that great, and her health isn't that great. Well, thankfully we have rescued the diver, so we're gonna replace her there. And we can get some flares, so until we get wealth of power supply, searchlight is a big no-no. So flares would act as an improvised searchlight. So she will relax here on the submarine, try and recuperate, recover her health a little bit, while the rest would go forth. So, diver rescue or Soviet cache. This is tricky. Soviet cache can be extremely useful. Really, really useful. However, diver rescue is also really good. We have 4 divers. We're gonna go for this. Long term, we probably want to have more divers, but short term, we really need Soviet cache. So let's go for the Soviet cache. That is the way to play it. We're gonna get lots of supplies, we're gonna get loads of different things, chemicals most likely. So hurry, we can't afford to fail. Right, so this is the first time we're gonna encounter the timer, but this is also the first time we're gonna encounter a... So the Soviet cache is that way. We're gonna encounter the minigame. And when I say the minigame, because there is only one minigame in this game, it's the dices, and this is what we were talking about, having extra dice, or having black dice, the more favorable dice to you. Actually, we don't need to go there, so let's go here. We are trying to, of course, keep our divers together, but we are also trying to cover as much ground as possible, because Soviet cache, you cannot just open it. I mean, you can. And there we go, Soviet info, we really need this. You can make it easier for yourself, -1 cache difficulty, to open the Soviet cache. Ouch. Run back! Right. So, and that is what we want. We want it a little bit easier on ourselves to do so. So we know that cache is there, but we're searching for clues, right? We are searching for clues, so let's search for clues. We are trying to make it easier. Huh, I see. Okay. Let's get at least 2 divers together. Yeah, we see there is a Syphozoa there. And there is a Syphozoa there, so there are at least 2 of them. So let's do an impeding dart on this one. There we go. And he does not have any movement points left, so that's pretty much leaves us to turn over. Now, both of them... Ah, right. Okay, well that's kind of actually a good... That's a sort of a good well, okay. That would be a good situation. If we had one more person. But we are being greedy right now. Okay, this was a huge mistake, right? Run, run, run. We do need to get our divers together, so you do this, and then impeding... Too close, okay. In that case, shank. Over here, we're gonna shank. Missed. Yeah, so he's not a melee character. He's not a melee character, and that's the issue. Disoriented, fantastic. Miss, that's okay. That is a-okay. There we go. There we go. Right, over here though. Alright. So, we just gonna try and find a few more clues. We have 11... 81 health. Right, let's disorient him. Yeah, disoriented and raptured. One-on-one we shouldn't be able to... Yes, corruption level has advanced by first step. The track can be found at the bottom of the screen. The abyss grows more dangerous with each level. And we have made a huge mistake by remaining here. Oh dear, oh dear. What to do, what to do. Right. Well. Again, we are playing very greedy here. We are playing extremely greedy, as a matter of fact. But let's go back. Actually, let's go back here. We already have... Right. Well, in that case, we're gonna void step, and we're gonna get out. And this is what I mean. Void step and natural focus are the 2 things that are really good. Actually, Providence is pretty good too. Providence can be pretty good too. Something wrong here, this stuff is not natural. And of course he's talking about this. You okay, Early? Yeah, or at least I think so. Just feels like we should avoid these tendrils. Yeah, we should. Feels like it's reaching to us, watching us. It... Actually... Right, unique strengths and weaknesses, this is bad. This is really, really bad, right. Okay. And this is what happens when you play greedy. We have 3 different enemy sets coming at us. So we really, really should... Right, so we're gonna do something that I like to call a bit of a blocking for these spine skulkers. We know that they're spine skulkers. Right. Too far, too far. Even here is too far. Right. Okay. In that case, let's kill that. We do need to deal with them quickly. Over here, we're gonna concentrate on Cyphozoas. They're the low-lying fruit, right? Well, the low-hanging fruit. Hey, Vlad. The game is going pretty good, so I've just noticed, I'm not sure when you've actually said, I was really engrossed in the game. I've just noticed your message. Oh, oh, just a minute ago, okay. Yeah, so the game is going pretty good, and we have actually completed the game. We have finished it. It is really good. I have recorded my thoughts. I will pretty much post it on Good Game and Play. Thanks. I will post it on YouTube. But I have started the infinite mode at the hardest difficulty level. And I think I'm doing a little bit of a mistake here. Let's impede that dude. I'm doing a little bit of a mistake here because I'm playing it as if we are kind of at the end game where I was overpowered. Okay. Ah. Damn it. And I'm just... Yeah, I'm being a little bit overwhelmed, as you can see. I'm being a little bit overwhelmed. Okay, you dissolve. You dissolve, and then we're gonna try and skedaddle. But yeah, it's going well. It's going well. We're having fun, and that is the most important thing in these sort of situations. How many of them can there be? We're not gonna be, probably not gonna be playing until 12. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Can we put a decoy? Let's put a decoy there. Yes, because that is important. That's really cute. Oh, look at that. Oh man, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. And then we can shoot that dude. Right. So let's see what they do, if they're gonna attack a decoy or not. Mm-hmm. Missed, okay, that's good. He is skedaddling out. They are not wanting to attack decoys. That is a not good thing at all. Right, impeding dart, no. Dissolving dart, so to reduce their armor. And we are still out of... Man. Okay, let's move up closer in that case. We need to be in range. We do need to be in range. Over here... Yeah, let's take him out completely. Okay, at least the guy at the bottom is not doing anything, so... And what we will do here is we will Vital Essence her. And doesn't really matter what she does, he's down.
I didn't sign up for this.
So let's play a little bit greedy again. But what we are trying to do, we're trying to get another clue to make it easier. We can't afford to fail. Yes, we can't. We're trying to make it a little bit easier to do the minigame, right? And here we are. Here we are. No, go back to him. He can still use his points. Okay. A little bit easier still. Now. Endurance, insight. So he shouldn't be the one who is getting Soviet cash unlocked. He definitely shouldn't be the one, so... Impeding dart? Yes. We want to reduce his movement speed, so if the movement speed is reduced, he will try to get away, but not too far. That's a miss. Viscous ink, but we attack of opportunity the crap out of him. So 3 turns. We have 3 turns. And I reckon we'll keep her close to the... There he is, right. Oh, that was a beautiful shot. Right, let's get her some oxygen. And we'll keep her close in case if we need to basically do it on the last turn. Ah, another minigame, right. Well, that's actually fantastic. That is a very good way of showcasing how and what to do. But, right. I think it's time. So let's open the safe. So the cache is tightly secured, the typical Soviet paranoia. It might be possible to find information or tools for cracking the safe somewhere nearby. Simply forcing it open without any idea of the mechanism involved could damage the goods inside or the one doing the opening. We need to open it, so let's open it. So, dice with fate, yes. We are doing pretty well, we're at -1 right now, which is really bad. Let's re-roll these 3. And we have failed. So, something bad is gonna happen. The safe is cracked, but the Soviet goods within suffered heavy damage in the process, and Lee did not come out of this unscathed easier. Soviet supply cache unlocked. So we can get crippled, clumsy, amphetamine. We're gonna get crippled. The price for failure has been paid. We are crippled. And crippled is movement speed -40. The good thing, the really good thing. Wow. That is a fantastic find on a second delve. So let's transfer everything to sub. And you know what? I'm almost gonna say let's skedaddle out of here, but let's get her more oxygen, and she will be the one interacting with the bull statue, because I reckon the bull statue is in need of insight and not strength like the lock needed strength. And we should actually inspect that corpse, or we'll inspect this corpse. The gaunt corpse is unlike anything Lee has seen before. Features common to deep-sea animals, mixed with frame that is far closer to human than she would care to admit. The size of its eyes explains why the strange beast was so averse to light of their suit lamps. Compared to the near-perfect darkness of its home, their fluorescence bulbs must have seemed like staring into the sun. The arms, weak and decrepit as they are, don't appear to see much use. The simple conclusion is that the spines the creature propelled must be its primary defense, as well as hunting strategy. The simple clothing also implies the use of advanced tools. Lee can't help but feel that there is more to these spine skulkers than meets the eye. Ruthless shouldn't have gotten my way, Skulky. So she gained Ruthless, which is really, really nice. Running out of air soon indeed, so let us send you back and get some air if you're running out of it. Alrighty. Vladis, if you're still there, how's your day going, bud? How is your day going? I hope that the work is treating you well. Right, let's get a bit of air going here. Let's do 2. And let's empty it. All good? Got some productive stuff done this morning. Nice, nice. You're taking a short break, watching me delve ever deeper and go ever more insaner. Nice. Well, wow. Wow. Okay. The familiar voice speaks. You have only taken the first steps. The path lies open before you. A word of warning. A little bit of side streaming. Nice, nice. Yeah. Well, you know, that's always good. Just to distract you from the 9 to 5 grind, right? The path lies open before you, a word of warning. If the power of the shrine overwhelms you, it may stir the attention of the enemy like blood in the water. Another shrine of the bull deity is still claiming to be the ally and offering boons, but at what cost? Let's gain words of power. We are... I mean, yeah, we're not that... They're not that great, but let's try and do it. Let's try and do it. Yeah, 3... it's very unlikely we're gonna do it without being unscared. Yeah, okay, that's actually really bad, right? With its failure, the hungry dark draws closer. We did get words of power, but the corruption level has increased, unfortunately. And I reckon that this is about the time we skedaddle out of here. Let's see, what is there? There is quite a bit to explore, but oh man, there is scrap metal there. No, I think discretion is a better part of valor in this instance, so let's get ourselves an exit. Let's get ourselves an exit there, and let's get everybody out. Let us get out of here. Alrighty. And get in there, and we'll get them in as well. Perfect. So that's all done. So we got some really nice rewards out of this. We got a bunch of clues, we got a bunch of scrap metal, etc. Start unlocking stuff. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. We will start unlocking stuff, but we do need the power. So we'll be saving up for that. But in the meantime, oxygen tank, copper, supplies, morphine, or copper and blueprints. Let's get copper and blueprints unlocked. And that's crew quarters. That increases the healing we get. So that's fantastic. We do need scrap metal for this though. But look at that, we got Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is very good kind of artifact spear gun. And we shall be giving it to our men and women divers. And I believe Mary Schultz is gonna be getting that. Right, and of course we also get experimental stimulant, so Mary will get that as well. And amphetamine could be useful, but for now I reckon that is all good. What else can we drain of water? Well, let's drain the storeroom of water. We're gonna get copper, supplies, and morphine. Confirm, that is fantastic. And then we can get other things, but for now, that is all we're gonna do. Alright, well, I think that is us done for today. Lovely people. We have completed the game, and this is gonna be our last stream of the game, for now at least. We might get back to it, we might not, I do not know. I am having a lot of fun with it, but I do want to get into other things as well. And of course, we will be getting into other things as well. So far though, thank you so much for watching. We will be back here at about 2 or 2:30 GMT UTC with Sea of Stars. We are very deep into that game. I'd say we are way past the halfway mark. We are probably 3/4, maybe 3/5 of the way in. And it's good. It's good. It's not a perfect game. No game is perfect. At least, hey, that's what I'm discovering right now. But it is a lot of fun as well. So come and join us there. We're gonna do a lot of funny voices. We're gonna voice over everything. And of course, we're gonna be having a lot of fun. Until then, I shall bid you goodbye. And I'll see you in a little while. Bye all.